Laurel Canyon, 1969. To the outside world, it was a sun-drenched paradise, a rustic Eden where rock and roll royalty lived among the eucalyptus trees. It was a place of creation where harmonies drifted from open windows, and at the very heart of this community, its undeniable hub, was the Canyon Country Store. It wasn't just a store, it was a clubhouse, a newsroom, a confessional. You went there for milk and bread, and presiding over this kingdom was the store's unofficial mascot, a small, pink, mischievous piglet. He'd snuffle around the porch, delighting the kids, and the stone musicians alike, a living, breathing symbol of the canyon's quirky, back-to-nature charm. But this paradise had its serpents, and they arrived not on horseback but on chrome. The Hells Angels. In those days there was a strange, tense symbiosis between the hippies and the angels. The musicians found them exotic, dangerous, real. The angels found the musicians generous with their parties and their substances. They were a looming, leather-clad presence, tolerated but never truly welcomed. And somewhere in the peaceful canyon, a small creature slept, unaware that its fate was about to become entangled with forces beyond its understanding. One night the party was particularly loud at a rented house down the road. The angels were there, deep into their cups, fueled by whiskey and something harder. And as the night wore on, a thought, a terrible drunken idea occurred to one of them. The store had a pig. The party needed something. A guest of honor. A mascot. What started as a mumbled suggestion quickly became a mission. They weren't going to steal it. They reasoned through a haze of alcohol. They were just borrowing it, giving it a night out. What could possibly go wrong? The next morning, the canyon woke up with a collective hangover. Maggie, the store owner, came to open up. Her first order of business was always to check on the piglet. But this morning, the porch was empty. No happy snuffling, no curious little grunt. A cold dread settled in her stomach. The news spread through the Canyon Telegraph faster than any song could. The pig was gone. Theories flew. But the truth, as it always does, eventually stumbled out from the aftermath of the previous night's party. Whispers turned into confirmed reports. The angels had taken it, and it was dead. There was no malice in it, they said. It was an accident, a tragedy of drunken stupidity. A dark cloud settled over the canyon. It wasn't just about a pig, it was about the violation of a safe space. People were angry, heartbroken, and most of all, wary. The angels were lying low. A tense, uncomfortable silence descended. 2 days later, the rumble of a single motorcycle broke the quiet afternoon. It wasn't a pack, just one or two of them. They pulled up to the country store, where a small group of locals was gathered, their conversation halting as the angels approached. The mood was icy. But the angels weren't here for a fight. They were somber, almost awkward, and they were carrying something. They walked right up to Maggie, who stood behind the counter, her arms crossed, her face a mask of grief and anger.
We're sorry about the pig. It was a mistake. We didn't mean for it to happen.
He gestured to the platter. Another angel pulled back the tin foil, and there it was, a new pig, a massive, fully grown, fully cooked pig. Its skin was roasted to a crisp golden brown. An apple was stuffed in its mouth. It was a bizarre, surreal sight. A peace offering presented with a perverse, twisted logic. You lost a pig. We got you a new one. The small crowd fell completely silent. No one knew what to say, what to do. The angels, having delivered their apology, nodded, turned around and left. And the community was left with the offering. The giant cooked pig sat on the counter of the Canyon Country Store, a symbol of two worlds colliding with a catastrophic lack of understanding. It was an apology. It was a threat. It was a peace treaty written in a language no one could speak. That pig was never eaten. It was a funeral monument. It was quietly, respectfully disposed of. The story became canyon legend, told in hushed tones. It was the day the peace and love of Laurel Canyon received its most visceral, unsettling reality check. A reminder that even in Eden, there are forces that operate on a completely different and far more brutal set of rules.